Hi everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC. Well, we have got a WARSUN flashlight to check out today. It is the WARSUN X09. If you care to look it up yourself, you will find the X609 and 609 Pro. This is the 609. This has a maximum brightness of 3,000 lumens on turbo. Now the Pro says it goes up to 12,000, so that would be a pretty bright light, but we're looking at the 609. Now, I'm going to get into a few things, and I'm going to have to explain a few things, because, well, there is information, and then there is not information. So, anyway, we're going to go through here. You've got 6063 aluminum. I mean, it's aluminum construction. As you can see, it's a bit larger than a lot of the flashlights we've been looking at. You know, it's not that cylindrical or barrel-shaped light, and it's definitely not that slimline sort of flat light that has come out recently, like the Arcfeld Pro and that type. A little bit bigger. It actually looks like a taser to me. It does. It looks like a taser. But you've got a single button interface right here. You've got two forward lights. That would be the SST 40 LEDs. And then you have 16 white and 9 color smaller LEDs on your side light over here. You're going to have 4 brightness levels: turbo, high, medium, and low. And then you are going to have pretty sure it's if I remember correctly, it's a high, low, and then red. There may be 3 on this one. We'll see. I don't quite remember real quick. But single, like I said, single interface. You do have the USB charger. Now it is USB or USB-C. So interesting. Nice. You might even be able to use it as a battery pack to charge something else. And that's where I'm going to kind of start veering off when I'm talking about batteries. So if you look online, it says it's powered by 2 18650 batteries. Okay? So I'm like, okay, cool. How do we swap out the batteries? So I get to look in here, and, you know, we've got this interesting piece here. And I'm like, all right, well, how do I get this out? Well, obviously, I came to the conclusion that I would pull these 2 screws. Okay, so I pulled those out. That seemed to work. This end cap started wobbling around, so I'm kind of, you know, like trying to push it out, pop it out. It didn't come. How I ended up, excuse me, getting it off was I actually disassembled my phone connector, how I keep my phone steady on the tripod, because it has a screw that goes up and screws onto the phone mount. I ended up taking that screw, putting it in here, and I actually was able to pop this out after taking these screws out. I did end up, right at first, I did take these 2 screws out as well, just because it wasn't coming off. And I'm like, okay, maybe I got to take those 2 off. I did. That didn't help, so that's where I went to my phone mount and got the screw out of that, screwed it in there, and it popped off, and it came out fairly easily. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I look at it, and I was like, that sure doesn't look like 2 18650 batteries. Guys, I'm not showing you this. Either take my word for it, believe me or not, whatever. But I'm not doing this on camera. I gave up on it. So I'm like, okay, so it looks like a battery pack. Okay, very cool. It looks like it's got a black strap on it. Maybe that's holding it in somehow. I go to move it off to the side. No, that didn't work. Okay. So I just kind of pop it out. It comes out about this far and then stops. And the black strap on it or whatever, it feels like it's adhered to the batteries or the battery pack that is in there. So I'm like, okay. And I'm pulling and I'm figuring. I think by that point I had put these 2 back in. So I took them back out. No, still didn't want to come out, wiggling it, wobbling it, doesn't want to come out. Yeah, I said, okay, guess what? If the batteries aren't changeable. Whether they are or not, there are so many other flashlights out there that are much easier to swap the batteries out on when they are swappable, that, yeah, that is a very big detractor for me when it comes to this flashlight. They don't give you any tools. They don't give you any, you know, and there's nothing in there to tell you what to do. There's nothing on the website that tells you what to do. So yeah, that pretty much, at that point, that pretty much killed this light for me. It really, really did. Other than the larger size and stuff, but you know, basically I've just decided, okay, the batteries are not exchangeable, and they should have just made this a solid cap, said the batteries weren't, because yeah. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to me when there's other products out there that are much, much more simpler to change the battery out on. Or not. Just don't. You know what I mean? But anyway, so let's get back to it. I think you already know where I'm at with this light. But anyway, you've got a large pocket clip. I even thought about taking the pocket clip off, and then I was like, you know what? No. If I got to take screws out here, screws out there, find another screw to put in there to pop this off, remove the pocket clip just to pull that battery pack out, yeah, no. No. Not happening. Anyway, so back to the user interface. Press to come on. You do have your 4 LED indicators. You're high there. It always comes on high. That is kind of another detractor for me for this light. I would rather it come on in the lowest mode, and then I can work my way to super bright if I want it. Click, and it goes down. Now, double click, and that's where you get your 3000. Click again, you're down to high. Click again, you're down to medium, down to low, and off. Now, to actuate your side light, press and hold. Your side light comes on. Again, I'm not 100% sure on what the brightness level is of this light because I couldn't find the information anywhere. So, medium, I'm sorry, low. You just got low and high on that one. And then there you've got your flashing red lights. So, quick spec check. Overall, you're looking at how, let's see here. That's a better look for you. It's almost 5 inches long. At its widest point, you're looking at about 1.75 inches wide. And then your weight, with batteries intact, is about 9.2 ounces or 261 grams. This is definitely not a pocket flashlight for me. It is a bag light, truck light, and yeah, definitely not a pocket light. Any other use but that. I mean, you can put it on a bag, clip it to your bag, put it in your bag, do it however you want. But like I said, I think we already know where I am. I'm sitting with this light. But I tell you what, we're still going to go outside. We're going to go see how it performs because that's what we do with these lights. We're going to give it its due. So let's go outside and have some fun with it. All right, so we're outside here with the 609. And you know what? We're just going to start. We're just going to start in a turbo since we're going to start in high anyway. Yes, it's raining, so we're not going to be out here too long. But, I mean, it puts out a pretty good beam. Pretty bright, 3,000 lumens. Click down to high. There's medium. There's low. We can still reach out. And off. So I'm going to press and hold. We're going to get the high on our side light. There's our side light. So definitely more of a floodlight going on for this one. I did not realize it was raining this much. Click it again. There's your low. Definitely more of a flood. And then we'll go like that. Can you even see the red flash? There it is. There's the red flash. You can't see that very far. But we'll go back to turbo. But there you go. There's your look. That's what it looks like. No visitors. Alright, sorry guys. I didn't realize it just started raining. So, alright, we're going back inside. Well, I didn't realize it was raining. It wasn't raining when I came upstairs to do this. But it is Pacific, March, April, Pacific Northwest. So, yeah, it can rain at any time. But, so, I really didn't intend on standing out there in the rain. it does put out a decent amount of light. Absolutely, you get a good amount of light out of it. For me, just there's those annoyances. Just it's not for me. You know, it says the batteries are changed out or changeable. Yeah, if you've got to go through that much trouble to change out the batteries, to me, they're just not. And I'm saying that's just it. Good. When it dies, it dies. I'm not going to worry about it. But, and then, you know, always coming on high. I really don't like it when flashlights come on basically at their high level. I like it when they come on low and you can proceed up. Even if they've got memory, I always click mine down to the lowest level so I know when I turn it on the next time, it's coming on at its lowest level. So a cup, just a little. And then really the lack of information. The lack of information in the operator's manual, the user's manual, you know, it doesn't really tell me anything about brightness or anything like that. The other thing that I find, and this may be a 609 to 609 Pro issue, but it says it points out a switch there, right? So if we look at the clip, it says there's a switch here. No, there's not. There's no switch here. There's a screw there, but it says right here, there's a switch, and it sure looks like it's pointing to that screw. I don't know. And when I was changing the battery out, I was like, maybe it means that's where you switch the batteries. Dude, I was guessing. I was making stuff up as I went. Didn't work. So, you know, unfortunately, this one is probably going to be just a hard pass for me. It does come with a lanyard. It does come with your charging cable. Now, the lanyard was on it, and you can tell the lanyard goes through here. I did have to take the lanyard off to remove the end cap to get to the batteries that I weren't able to get out of the flashlight to attempt to change them out. So, you know, does it put out a good amount of light? Absolutely. It does put out a good amount of light. 3,000 lumens, nothing to sneeze at. But there's just so many other things that detracts from me. I mean, I've already mentioned them. I'm not going to rehash it. Yeah. I will definitely leave a link. You guys can go check it out for yourselves if you would like to. Look up the information. And you know what? If you find something that I didn't, please feel free to let me know. But I looked on WARSUN's website. These are available on Amazon. Let me look here. I don't even, you know, I kind of got annoyed at it. And honestly, I kind of stopped looking. You know, the WARSUN site doesn't even give a price. So let's go look at Amazon. Oh, and they call it a robotic flashlight. I don't know what's robotic about it. Maybe the shape. I don't know. $22. That's what you can get it for. The 609 Pro is $36, and that one says it's, and that one looks like it might have a, no, that's a screw. I don't know. It's just really, you guys can go check them out. Tell me what you think. I mean, it's $22. Is it a bad price? No, not for what you get, the amount of light you get out. For me, is it worth the hassle? No. No, it's not. There's quite a few other options out there. And I know I don't go, I don't like getting so negative, but in this case, it's just not. Yeah, it's just not going to be for me. I am very sorry, WARSUN. That's just my thoughts on it. I greatly appreciate you sending out the X609 for me to check out. I do appreciate it. I just wished I had a little bit better attitude towards it. We'll just put it that way. But thanks a lot, guys. Greatly appreciate you. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.